Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Adrian from Blessings for the Bards. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I changed the drain pump or the drain hose on my RCA 2.0 portable washer. So I am no expert. I'm just showing you what worked for me. So here on the screen, what you're seeing now is the drain pump. Attached to the drain pump are 3 different screws. So what I'm doing is just unscrewing all 3 of the screws. Make sure you sit them somewhere where you will not lose them because you do need these screws. So just unscrew them and sit them to the side. Finish unscrewing the screws on the drain pump, all you're going to do is move the little metal clamp that is securing the drain hose down. You're going to squeeze that and push it down towards the opening of the drain hose. So this part is a little hard because that little clamp really does hurt your fingers. So if you do have like pliers, then that's the easiest way to move the little clamp down. Once you move the clamp down, you can already take the drain pump off. So do that, very slowly. Don't try to like yank it or anything like that. Just move it a little bit and it'll come off, as you can see. And you're going to take a blade or a knife, because the drain hose that originally comes with the RCA 2.0 washer is kind of like glued to where you have to attach the drain hose. So you just want to stick something sharp like a knife or a blade underneath the hose, just so that you can get the hose to separate from the glue. So that's not too hard. That doesn't take too much time. Just stick it under there, and as you can see, it comes off like that. Once it comes off like that, you're just going to take the metal clamp off of the old hose, and you're going to turn the washer on its side and remove the old drain hose from the washer. Once you remove the drain hose, the old one, from the washer, then you can add the new one. So just clamp the sides down and then pull, and the whole thing will come off. The drain hose that I used is a 12-foot drain hose, and I'm gonna have that linked in the description just in case anyone wants a longer hose. You can get the exact one that I used. So with this drain hose, you want to cut it down. This is cuttable, so you want to cut it down the same way that I'm cutting it, and then you can discard the piece that you cut, and then you're going to stick the drain hose, the new drain hose, in the opening. And once you stick it in the opening, you're going to add the clamp back onto the drain hose. So you have 2 options, because what me and my sister-in-law did, we did the hardest option. And looking at this video, I'm like, well, we didn't even need to clamp it onto the hose itself. If you want to, you can clamp the metal clamp onto the hose itself, or you can clamp it onto the drain hose where you took the original hose off. You can clamp it through there because it's skinnier, or you can clamp it on the drain hose. Just make sure you use a wrench, because the wrench really makes it much easier. Trying to use your fingers makes your fingers hurt, and then also it's even harder. So try to use a wrench if that's what you have available. And you're just going to clamp it on, and you're going to scoot the metal clamp down so that you can start attaching the new drain hose. metal clamp onto the hose. My sister-in-law was able to do it. She was a lot stronger than me, and she was able to clamp it back onto the hose. It did take some time to get it back on there, but she was able to using the wrench, because you can just get so much more of an opening. But once we got that back on there, we just pulled the hose out a little bit. So in the back of the washer, you want to just pull the hose so that you can make it shorter, so that you have enough space to add it to the drain pump. So you'll see what I'm saying. I'm pulling it out right now, sliding it out, pulling it out so that I can make it shorter so that I can add it to there. So now you see that it's there. But you see this little rigid area? I'm about to circle it. You're going to see this little rigid area. Put the new drain hose over that rigid area. As you can see in the video, I didn't put my hose over the rigid area, but I learned the hard way that I should have. So when you do it, even though you see in the video that I didn't put it over the rigid area, I put it underneath it. Make sure that you put yours over it. Once you put it over it, don't start zip tying it. Don't zip tie it just yet. What you want to do is take the metal clamp and scoot it towards the drain pump to the top. I'm going to show you that part too in the video, but I made the mistake of putting the zip ties on first, and then it was too hard for me to move my clamp up. So move the clamp up towards the top where the hole starts, and then zip tie underneath the clamp. So as you can see in the video, I zip tied it first, and then we tried to move the clamp, and it was super duper hard to move the clamps after we zip tied it. So that's why I say I recommend waiting to zip tie it and then moving the clamp. Move the clamp first and then add the zip ties underneath the clamp, just to add extra security to the hose. Again, I want to emphasize making sure that you move the clamp before you add the zip ties. So move the clamp up towards the drain pump, and then underneath the clamp, add some zip ties. In total, I added 3 zip ties just to make sure that it was secure, just to make sure the hose was on there nice and tight. But I added 3. But please don't make the same mistake I did by adding the zip ties first and then trying to move the clamp, because my sister-in-law, when we did that to hers, it was leaking water from the drain hose. And once we took it apart and put it back together, we were able to see that the reason it was doing that was because we didn't put the drain hose over the rigid area, and also because we didn't scoot the metal clamp up high enough. So make sure you don't make that mistake. Securing the zip ties and securing the metal clamp back onto where the hose goes. Now you're just going to put the pump back on there and just add the screws back into it, and then you're going to be done and everything should be perfect. So I switched the drain hose that they gave me, which was probably about less than 4 feet, to a 12-foot drain hose. And I don't have any experience in this, but I just tried it and it really worked for me. I haven't had any problems. My sister-in-law, she hasn't had any more problems since we fixed it. So yeah, I hope this video was informative. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I get back to my comments very fast, so please don't hesitate to ask me questions. I will respond to you and answer any questions that you may have. But I hope this video did help you if you are trying to find a longer hose and are unsure of how to change it. Again, I will leave the links to everything that I purchased that was extra in the description, so that you can purchase the exact same items.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain.